helping me get some of the research that I asked for. We're going to talk about this question: did the Nation of Islam originate from Masonry? Right? And one of the reasons why I'm talking about this is because one of these ghetto scholars is making this assertion, making this this charge, this claim. And as you're going to see, God willing, as we go through this, that what he's using to make these claims are based upon lies and falsehood, right? Then give you one example. As we get to it, I'm going to show you what ghetto scholarship is so that you all can see it and identify when you see it. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
I'm in my teacher mode today. One of the ghetto scholars showed this picture. And see, an example of ghetto scholarship is that it's shallow and it's lazy research. That ghetto scholars look for anything that appears to support their argument, even if it is false. They don't do deep research. So one of the ghetto scholars posted this picture that you see to your left. You see the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan sitting next to two individuals. And he said, look at Minister Farrakhan. Look at how phony he is. He talks about Jewish people and exposing Jewish people, but here he's sitting with Jewish people. And when I first heard it, I said, well, maybe I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he just, that's a slip of the tongue. Maybe he just made a mistake. But as I kept watching the video, he said it several times. But if you just do a basic Google search, you see the picture in the back. Is that an Israeli flag? No. That's the flag from Iran. You see the two individuals at the man to the minister's far left? He's the former Iranian president. But here this dude is on YouTube telling people, watch me work. I'm teaching y'all. I'm giving y'all what they don't want to tell y'all. But here, what you're presenting to people is a lie. That's an example of ghetto scholarship. Lazy research. Here's another part. Ghetto scholarship, they make assumptions and accusations based upon their own imagination. They don't find anything to back what they're saying. They just put two things together, and if it seems like it fits, oh, that's the truth. So here you see these images are examples of people who are Masons in this secret society where they have their own secret handshakes, they have their own secret hand gestures, right? So these ghetto scholars have taken this knowledge and then they go and get images of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaching, and because he used hand gestures, they scan the video to find one hand gesture that reflects that, and they say, see, he's a Mason. And he's being paid by them to lead black people in this secret effort to cause turmoil between blacks and whites. And if you watch any person that speaks, one of the attributes of a good speaker is that they use effective hand gestures. Has nothing to do with Masonry. So this ghetto scholar shows this picture of Minister Farrakhan with his finger up, shows this picture with Donald Trump with his finger up, and says, see, that's the Mason symbol.
Silly.
You don't know what they're telling you. They're sending these symbols out to people who know what they're talking about. And what's so sad is that you see people like, teach, man. You exposing them. But this is how this looks to somebody who has knowledge, who has just common sense to be able to say, man, everybody do that. In fact, when you watch the video of this ghetto scholar, he makes the same hand gestures. Touching his chest, pointing fingers. But he lacks integrity. And that's why Allah in the Quran says, don't allow your hatred of a people to cause you to act unjustly. Right. Now, if I was to use their ghetto scholarship, then I could say that Dr. Khaled was a Crip. Because look at Dr. Khaled. Look, he's making a seat. He a Crip. Because look at Dr. Khaled. Look, he's making a seat. He a Crip. That's how you all laugh. That's how people look at them. Like, man, you serious? You gonna say that this man is a part of some secret society because he pointed his finger? Then I can say Michael Jackson was a Crip. Yes, he throwing up too. This is how ghetto scholars interpret stuff, using their imagination. But if you had critical thinking, we would say, show me somebody that says Michael Jackson was a Crip.
Right.
Show me his gang that he banged with. What was the set? How did he begin to be a Crip and his daddy was Joe Jackson, who had him under constant observation? See, that's what a critical thinker would do. Right. But if we're just young and dumb and just like to sit in front of the internet, ooh, ah. It's equivalent to somebody taking a picture of Santa Claus and say, man, look at the red and white of Santa Claus, and look at the red and white in the Nation of Islam flag. They're behind Christmas. They created Christmas. If you saw that, if you had any sense, you would have to say, this person, and I gotta say it just to be joking, this person must have went to school on a small yellow bus. Oh. Right?
With the helmet on.
Like, yo, just because of the same colors? So if all of that, what they're saying is pointing your finger makes you a Mason, then I think, is Khaled giving a Masonic symbol when he was on Donahue? They will say no, but how come it's no when it talks about Khaled, but it's yes down for Minister Louis Farrakhan, as they say, is in the same Masonic order as Donald Trump? Isn't that stupid? It's ghetto scholarship. No critical thinking, right? Then, another aspect of ghetto scholarship is they make repeated large claims that have no supporting evidence. And they fail to scrutinize what they point to or what they believe as evidence.